Hello and welcome to Akancha Against Harassment, your cyber safety podcast 101. I have someone very special with me today, and her name is Swati Lakra Ma'am. She's the Inspector General of Police, Law and Order and Women's Safety, Telangana. She's an IPS officer of the 1995 batch, born and brought up in Ranchi, and went on to do her college in Lady Shri Ram College in Delhi. She has also served in many key positions, including ACP for Crime and Special Investigation Team in Hyderabad. There's a long list of accolades, but amongst that is also the Distinguished Humphrey Leadership Award and the precious Daughter of India Award for services in the field of women's safety and women empowerment. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much for taking this time out.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Yes, ma'am. And, I really have been following your journey from the time I met you last, about a couple of years ago in Hyderabad for the India Police Foundation event. And there's so much work which is happening, but one flagship initiative of yours, which I really want to talk about, is the She Teams. So, ma'am, could you please tell us first what is the concept of She Teams and what was the fundamental reason for putting this together?
See, basically, she teams are these people who are police personnel. And let me tell you that most of these police personnel, though the nomenclature says she, are mostly men. And so 90% of our teams in the she teams are men, and say about 10% are ladies. However, these teams basically have come into the picture for curbing sexual harassment in the public places. And not only that, we also, ensure that offenders are nabbed. Those offenders are nabbed who are harassing women over phone calls, messages, mails, even over social media. And so basically these teams have been formed to curb the crime when it is, when people think it is very small. But actually, if it is not curbed in the bud itself, it will go ahead and, become a bigger crime. So we ensure that, our teams go into the community, go into the public places, and they are not in uniform. They are in civil dress. They go into the community and they have these secret cameras also with them. And whenever they see something like this happening, they record it on their discrete cameras so that, we can produce the offender along with this evidence. And most of the time, the offenders are convicted. So this kind of work from our side is creating a lot of deterrence among the wrongdoers. And now there is a sense of confidence among the women and a sense of safety also.
Right, ma'am. And ma'am, you said something very interesting about these crimes which are getting triggered online. And we also work in that space. And we are seeing that a lot of this cyber stalking and revenge pornography, threats, blackmail, morphing. So what are those two crimes you are seeing, ma'am, online, which are causing, most of the grief, especially for women and girl children?
Yes, I think harassment over phone is something which is very rampant, and also harassment over the social media platforms like, creating fake profiles of on the Facebook page or Instagram, and then harassing the person, or even on WhatsApp. So these are the kind. Apart from that, also, the job frauds and matrimonial frauds over the internet. So I think these are some of the crimes which are quite prevalent, but we are tackling those also.
Ma'am, since you mentioned this, I want to tell you about one particular case, but I mean, there are many of them, but this one came in just yesterday. And I would like to take your advice and pass it on to the victim who sent this. Ma'am, there are many of these collaborative apps, where you can make music in collaboration, tons of stuff which you can do online in collaboration with other youngsters online. But you've never met them, they're just there online. And many times these profiles are fake, they are imposters. But we trust
Yes,
them and we give them some extra information, or we get pally with them and we, pass on our numbers. And then when something goes wrong, especially young girls, they might be 16, 17 years old, they're not willing to talk to their parents, they're not willing to come to the police. If they don't do that, ma'am, how will we ever catch these perpetrators?
absolutely. In fact, it is extremely important that they come out and tell their problems, because if they do not tell their problems, one is they will be further harassed, and second is the perpetrator will get even more encouraged and not only harass the person but also other girls also. So there have been a lot of instances wherein such blackmailing tactics have been adopted, and the girls have initially not complained, but after they have complained, we have been able to nab the offenders. So I think it is very important that these young girls, especially because the girls tend to feel that it is their fault. But let me tell you very frankly that it is not their fault, and they should come out and complain. They should tell their parents, and they should tell their teachers or their teachers whom they are comfortable with, or the counselors in the schools or colleges, but they should come out and tell.
Absolutely, ma'am. And this brings me to the next point. One of the key reasons which we have observed why a lot of people do not like going and approaching and filing formal complaints, because they feel shamed. They feel that society will shame and log kya kahenge, we don't want to go to the police. So is there any particular manner in which she teams operates where there's a little more environment of empathy, a little more understanding in which this is dealt with?
In fact, let me tell you, all our SHE teams have been trained to deal with such petitioners. They have been trained in soft skills. They have been trained on how they should approach, or rather how they should speak to the petitioners. And one more thing, let me tell you, is that because people were not so confident in approaching the police stations, we have made the SHE teams offices in places where it is not really a police station. So, in fact, we have given a lot of platform by which the people can approach us, whether it is our office or the social media, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, apart from emails and websites also. But you would be really surprised that the maximum number of complaints to us are now coming as direct walk-ins. So it is really encouraging that people now have the confidence to directly walk into the SHE team's office, with their complaints, having the confidence that yes, it will be taken care of. And another thing that we always keep in mind is confidentiality. We maintain total confidentiality of the person who complains to us. So they can be rest assured that whatever the problems they are facing will only be between them and us.
Very encouraging, ma'am, कि मतलब now people are walking in also directly आपके पास आ रहे हैं आपके centers में. और सबसे बड़ी बात, they need not fear क्योंकि there is confidentiality.
Yes.
मैम, इसमें बहुत सारा रोल एक्चुअली पेरेंट्स और फैमिलीज़ का भी है, क्योंकि बहुत सारे बच्चे जब बात करते हैं हमसे, दे आर स्केर्ड ऑफ इवन टेलिंग दिस टू देयर पेरेंट्स. And that's something which I hope via education and all the efforts which, initiatives like She Team are doing, where we need to also educate the parents to be able to give them the confidence, give the children that confidence that even when things go wrong, they should be able to approach authorities and file these complaints.
You're absolutely correct. In fact, the parents should always give that confidence to the child that they are always there, whatever happens. See, only then will the children approach them. Otherwise, they will be scared that once they approach the parents, they will be, scolded, and they will be, they will be blamed for whatever has happened. Apart from that, I feel that children should also maybe approach their teachers or their counselors or, anybody whom they trust. But one thing is that they should approach somebody. I mean, they should not feel that there is no one there to help them. There are people, if you are a little scared of your parents, then at least the teachers, or you can come directly to us also. In fact, in Hyderabad, what we have done is every college, we are trying to have a small committee where they will act as the she team's representatives. So the children who want to approach or who have any issues, they can approach this committee who can in turn bring their problems to the she teams. So we have also made that kind of an arrangement also, where in case people are still, apprehensive about coming to us, they can do that through them. Apart from that, we are also having cyber rakshaks. Shortly we will be launching that, and they will be specially for cases which are related to cybercrime. So they will be doing awareness programs in all the colleges and schools across Telangana. And in case anybody has problems, they will be like a mediator to us, and they will bring the problems to us also.
So, ma'am, this is very, very nice because if we don't report crimes, that same perpetrator will go and commit crime with another innocent victim, and this cycle will go on forever. And,
Absolutely.
ma'am, so how big is she teams now across the state, and how many such offices or centers they have where people can approach?
See, as on today, all the districts in Telangana are having their she teams. And depending on the size of the district and the kind of problems, the the number of teams vary. But every district today has their she teams, and every district, every she teams are also having their WhatsApp number, Facebook page, Twitter handle, etc. So that on social media also they are available. Apart from the office which is located in the headquarters of the district. And each team is being monitored by a DSP or an inspector. So, and apart from that, the concerned SP and at the head office from the Women's Safety Wing, we are monitoring the work of the she teams every day. So a lot of very close monitoring of the work of she teams are going on, and there is standard operating procedures, and the uniformity is there uh, regarding the regarding how the she teams work in all the places in Telangana, across Telangana.
That's fantastic. And, ma'am, before I wind up this episode, I want to ask you, and this is a question I like to ask all very outspoken and, passionate women and officers who lead this cause, is that people who are listening to us, this audience, has a set of people who are vulnerable or who have been victims, but this audience also might have the people who have the tendency to abuse or or they feel they will get away with any crime they commit because internet gives them anonymity. I want you to please address this, that they are under delusion in the kind of cases which are being closed and perpetrators which are being nabbed.
See, basically, one thing, let me tell you very clearly that the police today are tech savvy, and we have the wherewithal, we have the tools, we have the softwares today, and we can crack any case which comes to us. So even though we may be delayed by a day or two or even a month, but we will definitely nab the people. So let me give confidence to the people who have been victims, and also a kind of a warning to those people who are even thinking of doing something, that we will nab you. I mean, we may be a little delayed for whatever reasons. We may not be delayed. We may immediately nab you, but we will definitely nab you sometime. So, I mean, it's like a warning for those people who behave in that way. that बोलते हैं ना ये पुलिस के आर लंबे हाथ होते हैं. So the thing is, we will definitely nab you, and I want to give confidence to all the victims or all those people who feel that they are being harassed, that you should have the confidence to come out and approach, because only then we will be able to help you. If you do not approach us, then it's very difficult, and you are not only encouraging the perpetrator, but you are also encouraging him to harass somebody else also.
Amazing, ma'am. Very well said. And this was the perfect end to this episode. And I know we have to talk to you about, the other key initiative, which is the Parosa Center, which we will address in the next episode. But I really want to thank you for everything you do, for the right tone of voice you're setting, for the confidence you're giving. And thank you very much for making this time.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.
And for everyone who's listening in, if you have any questions for Swati Ma'am, if you have any questions regarding the SHE teams, if you want any additional information on how to report, how to approach, please send in your questions to us on this channel. You can also tweet to me. My Twitter handle is AKANCHAS. You can drop in an email at hello Akancha, which is HELLOAKANCHA @gmail.com. Until then, stay aware, stay safe.